So today, we are double dosing with the daddy daycare. I normally have Jax quite a lot, John has Bobby, but today I have Jax, John has Bobby, and we need to create a very cool video. So we're vlogging today, we're gonna see how it goes. They might just scream all day, they might just poop their pants, but you're gonna get to see everything. And if you are an expecting parent or a new parent and you're kind of trying to navigate how the training is, how the nutrition side of things works, we're gonna give you some of our tips and hints, some of the things that we've been following to still stay on top of our training. So without further ado, I need to sort this face out. Obviously a lot of you guys and girls have been asking me about my beard and moustache, that kind of stuff. So we're gonna start in the bathroom today because I think JC's on his way around. I hope he is, because he might have to hold Jax while I get through this. Before we do that, good morning. Good morning. Are you gonna be nice today? Are you gonna be a good girl? Or are you thinking, what is that? What is that thing in front of me? Oh my God. Right, we need to do my beard, my love. So, all of you guys and girls have been asking about my products, how I look after my beard, how I look after my moustache, how I've got it to this point. I do want to say, at this point, a massive thank you to the sponsors of this video, Braun. We are working with those guys specifically on their Series 9 Wet and Dry Shaver. This, I've had it for a few weeks now. I've been using it. It's their most premium product. It's a bit of a beast. And what really drew me to it was the fact that it says, no matter how coarse the hair, hello, Mr. Coarse Beard over here. So a massive thank you to these guys. I've been using their product to mainly work on the areas of my beard and moustache where I really want to shape, get it nice and short, onto the cheeks and everything like that as well. 2 seconds. Yes, dear? Are you okay? Can I continue filming my video now? Yeah? First things first, my beard and moustache grows horrifically fast. So I have a hair appointment every month where the barber's in there, shave it all down and tidy it all up for me. But then week on week, it's just the usual what you're about to see. So first of all, it's about the shape. For me, I never go, which was the mistake I first made when I shaved, is I went with my jawline all the way around to the bottom of my chin, like a little bootstrap kind of thing. But the problem is then when you do this... Yes? Are you okay? Are you bored of playing with your rattle? Welcome to parenthood, people. This is what I mean. At the moment she screams if she can't see me. She's literally like 2 meters behind me and can see me, so we're just gonna crack on as we can. But as I was saying, don't cut right with the jaw, because what happens then when you drop your chin down and you get that double chin, it looks really aggressive. So one of the main things that I've been doing to shape mine, which I'm now going to show you a nice sexy little shot, is coming down. There's about a 3-inch gap from the bottom of the chin right at the top of the neck, and almost like I'm throttling myself. That is the line that I follow just to tidy everything up and keep it nice and sharp. And then straight lines down to the top, just where my 2 lips meet. I do a straight line down both sides, and then also, cheeky little bit, in the middle here. You'll be surprised how much difference that makes. Are you finished? Are you finished? Yeah? Yeah? So in this leap, Jax has a real perception of what distance is. So when things leave, or people leave a room or a space and then come back, she's really aware of that distance and when she's on her own. So this is why at the moment it can be quite challenging to do anything, because as soon as I leave a room, like when she was like a few months old, she didn't notice that you'd left a room. You were just somewhere gone. You were just gone. There was no conscious thought process. Whereas now she's like, oh God, they've actually left. Are they coming back? So probably gonna have to wait for John to get here, because first and foremost, before any of the content, she's very important and I wanna make sure that she doesn't get really upset. So I'm gonna go and chill and I'll wait for John. In the meantime, while we wait for JC, this one needs about as much food and calories as I do, and she doesn't even go to the gym yet. Pit stop. And just like that, she's out like a light. It's such a beautiful experience being a father. It's so amazing watching that tiny little brain. There's so much activity going on. It's a little area suddenly just waking up and things happening and being massively overstimulated and there's too much going on, and then there's not enough going on, and then it's just perfect. And she's 6 months old now, so we've now started to wean her. So I'll show you one of her typical lunches a little bit later, which again is just how, you know, she has the milk formula, obviously is a stable full-time meal at the moment, but then she's having new ingredients, some of the bit of veg and stuff like that introduced, and I'm like, how did we ever get to this point? So before JC gets here, I actually want to give you a little bit of a closer look at the Series 9 because it is a beaut. Got the LED lights on it, big fan of that. Because also as well, these kind of proper premium wet dry shavers, they're an investment. You know, you want to look after them. And I think if my dad bought me one of these when I was younger and I first started shaving, it probably would have encouraged me to understand how different the hair texture is, how to shave, how to look after the skin a lot more effectively than it did when I was younger. It looks bloody good. I've been very impressed with it so far. It's got some almost like NASA style technology, I want to call it. Synchro Sonic TM technology basically means you're going to pick up more hairs per stroke, super gentle on the skin, and it even claims to pick up hairs when they're laying flat or growing in different directions. Absolutely amazing, because this is like a world away from when I was younger. Another thing, look at this. This is a built-in precision trimmer, so the blade is facing out this way, right? So you can go in on the sideburns if you have a distinct line difference between your sideburns and your beard. Obviously you can see mine grows straight up all the way through and goes from ginger into grey, but we cannot talk about that today. But it's just clever. It's just very, very clever. So a massive well done, Braun. I'm gonna get on, she's still asleep, and get this shaved up. So let's get this tidied up. First things first, I have a specific beard brush. It's really coarse. I use this literally day and night, before, after I shave, before I go to bed, when I start my day, more than anything for the mow, because you want to encourage it to grow in the direction that you want to grow, right? So I always, first thing in the morning, give a little brush each way, separate down the middle, then brush with the direction that the hairs are growing. Mine always grow down underneath the chin. Then you've got distinctive lines that you can follow. These bad boys, you can get them anywhere in a decent barber, or you can buy them online. Absolute go-to tool, and they cost like 3 or 4 quid. So I'm gonna try and do this blind in order to show you guys how the product works. This could go horrifically wrong. Wish me luck. There you have it, nice and smooth. And if I was to shave this off completely, so you do like a wet shave all the way through, this will happily just carry on trucking away and take the whole lot off, leaving you smooth everywhere. I'm not a baby-faced man, so I'm gonna keep it covered up. Now I need to get into some of these angles a little bit more and shorten down the fullness of this beard. So I've got another product I'm gonna use. Cue this bad boy. This is the Braun 9-in-1 trimming set. This literally has nasal hair clippers, it has the ear trimmer, it has a protective guard, which I always take off because my kind of beard is, as I say, super coarse. If I shave up at a certain length, it tends to grow out. So I'm gonna show you what I actually do instead rather than talking. I just really lightly run the naked blade over all the areas of my beard and moustache that are quite long and just make it all uniform. It takes a nice, slightly gentle hand to do this. Now, something I'm not going to do on camera because I'm doing it blind. Again, this one, shaving down the middle, cut these sides in, and then another trick I use, now that my mow is quite long, I get rid of this little bit underneath the little stands, I call it, because it stops the mow growing outward and more at a direction or keeping it close to the face. Give me 2 seconds. The funny thing is, right, I spend all this time getting sorted for mine. And this, I do this, the brushing side of things daily and shaping, but in terms of the cutting, probably once a week. John probably does this once every 6 months. So get this styled up and then he should be here. So I get asked again all the time about the beard wax and oils and stuff like that. I have a very coarse beard, so I have a little bit of a hack. I don't actually use any beard wax. Why? Because it hasn't got the minerals enough to hold this mow. So I actually use a sculpting clay, right? Which is for styling your hair. But this compound is so much thicker. I don't have to use too much of it, but I can just get a little bit into my fingers. I'll do this side. Right, I give it a little twist, but one thing that I say is try not to corkscrew the hair at the end too much, because what you then start to find is it will twist and start to twist out in all different directions. So just give it a little bit of a pinch so you can get the clay all the way through, and then you just slide a little bit through the actual part of the mow, and then there you go, one side done. Final check in. We are ready to go. And that is pretty much how I do it every single day. All of the products that I've used, I'm gonna put links down in the description box below. If you've got any more questions about it, let me know. In the meantime, I'm gonna go and see how the little one's doing downstairs. She's still absolutely sound though. I've got the little monitor in the corner here. When she wakes up, we're gonna crack on with the day, but just go and check in, see how long JC's morning routine is in comparison to mine. It's gonna be a joke.
Okay, my morning routine. Obviously, I have a lot more facial hair than Leon. Some would say it's almost too thick, my facial hair. As such, it takes me quite a long time to get ready in the morning, especially when it comes to grooming my face. And this is typically what I will do. Perfect, easy as that.
Hello, sleepyhead. Hello. Are you feeling better now? Yeah? Hello. So sometimes, as you can see with that gorgeous little smile, all she needed was a little bit of a nap, a little bit of a feed, and a little bit of a lay down. Now you're ready to face the day. Is Uncle John coming to see you? Yeah. And that's another thing, as a parent, one thing I've learned is you have to take an opportunity when you get it. Look at that, this whole routine, if I was doing it on my own and I wasn't filming it for you guys and girls out there, it would take me about 5-10 minutes maximum. And any parent out there knows that finding 5 or 10 minutes to yourself in the morning can be quite challenging. So she went down, she stayed asleep for the whole time. She's now smiling. We're back in the driving seat. Hey Dad.
Morning.
How you doing?
Stressed, but all good.
Oh, stressful.
Just morning baby stuff.
Just morning baby stuff.
Yeah. Hello, darling.
This is how Daddy Daycare's starting today, is it?
Yeah, it is. It is. Hello, sweetheart. Hello. We've had Bobby and a bouncer this morning for the first time, smiling her face off.
Awesome. Explain.
I've got sore black. Don't go out that, Dave. Can't you lose your camera?
Yeah.
And your soul.
Well, we're going to have something to eat.
Do you like my socks?
Then feed Jackson.
They've got
and then we're
ducks
going to go for a walk to the coffee shop. Watch the face change. Watch the face change.
I like coffee. Do you like my socks? They got like swans with shades and things like that's as much as I can point my toes.
My mum's just arrived and now my baby's crying. So you join us at a very strange time. About a month ago, Jax decided she wanted to grab everything like this. So now we've started weaning her. And first 2 weeks, only bitter green veg and things like sweet potato and carrots. So she's on sweet potato at the moment. She gets a teaspoon fed from me. And then she gets to play with it because it's all, apparently, which I didn't realise to start with, it's not all about the nutrients and everything like that in food. It's not like a meal. She still carries on with her milk as she usually would. It's all about sensory. So she'll have different types of mashed up food and everything to start with. Then she'll have really, really soft boiled things. So she obviously doesn't choke on them. So apparently it helps when kids grow up that they don't have issues with texture and stuff like that. So,
there you go.
Just going to get filthy. Let her do her thing.
Oh, Bobby, you're not big enough yet to have any of that. Oh, but Jax is thinking about giving some, or flicking it at you, one or the other.
Wrong side, my love. Try that side. Love it.
Oh, how life has changed.
It's changed, right? This is me at 4 o'clock in the morning a few years ago, being absolutely battered
With a kebab.
with a kebab just ramming it in my face. And now I'm watching my 6-month-old daughter do exactly the same. As long as you don't go and puke it all up as well. Oh, I'm losing my mind, Dad.
I actually went in a really good position.
Right, as a whole, I would say that went pretty well food-wise. Now, John is outside, there he is, putting the pram together, because we're going to go for a coffee.
Speed machine, mate, this is.
Do you like 2 sleeping babies mean?
So happy with myself.
John acting like he knows what he's doing at the moment.
Hey, mate.
It's a nice extension you got there.
Well, you know, compensation.
Oh, we're at the beach now.
Oh,
You look like you're going to be selling your 99s with a flake.
you'd be first in queue.
Fact, I've actually gone for a flat white and a slice of Victoria sponge as standard.
You got that
The
too.
thing is, if you get the proper OJ, you can't just have this OJ, you have to tip it because otherwise it gets all the
Bits.
sediment stuff everywhere.
I also got a fish finger sarnie.
Yeah, I know, I got a little bit of food envy going on, but I'll stick with my Victoria sponge. But JC, we've had a very eventful morning. children have been going absolute AWOL. What would you say has been the biggest challenge in terms of generally fitness and nutrition, that kind of stuff, since we've had them? We're not going to be negative because we're not negative people, but what would you say generally, just to give, because a lot of people have said to us as well that it's hard because we seem to be so positive about it, and a lot of people can't be that positive with that perspective.
It's kind of cool as well though, because we have very different setups.
Vegan pancakes?
Yeah, it's cool because it was different for Leon and myself, because Leon and obviously Carly are both working, so Leon has to spend more time with Jax looking after, kind of holding the reins. Rose has got best part of a year off, so Rose does majority of the time with Bobby. There's no two ways about that. So for me, sleep in the early days was the hard bit, and then actually the hardest bit is not feeling guilty for taking time to train.
Yeah, for sure.
If you're going to do stuff and you're like, kind of Rose has had Bobby all the time, I feel like I should go back and do stuff, that kind of things. So for me, it's not really been the physical attributes of having a child or anything like that. I mean, colic was horrific. I mean, that was really hard. I was about a week away from tears. We had that for a good 3 or 4 months, full on. And that was, even that, once you look back on it, Rose and I didn't have a crossword once, so it just kind of reassures you in your relationship, which is cool. But yeah, like I say, with training, it's only been from like guilt and stuff, because Rose has been doing the bulk of the work with Bobby type thing.
Yeah, sure. For me, I think I've actually spoken about this before. It wasn't actually, like in the first 2 months, there wasn't really any change whatsoever. I've always been very much get my shit done, make sure that I'm in a decent place myself, and then I can worry about everybody else. And I've always trained, so I like training. It's been harder since she's been, the more she's grown up, the more she wants to move, the more she's switched on. That's where it gets hard. So now that's where my home gym really comes into its own. And also it's just a case of sometimes it's not going to be the 1.5 to 2.5 hour sessions messing around in the gym. Sometimes it's actually just doing what you can when you can.
How's it going for you, JC?
It sounds extra loud in the shop.
We're in like the quietest shop in the world, and Bob's just got that.
Give it some. Give it some. Let's go. I'll help you.
And we're home. John has gone home. Bobby obviously got a little bit upset and frustrated, so he's headed back to catch up with Rose, see what the situation is there. I have now, I've got to do bath time and everything with Jax. I want to try and get her sorted and chilled and ready for bed for when Carly comes home, so she's in a nice relaxed mood. But today has been a bit of a crazy mishmash day. The main focus of today was obviously to get through my beard and moustache routine, because everybody's been asking about it. In terms of the daddy daycare side of things, we literally got some work done, which was really boring, so we didn't really put too much of that on the camera. And then we went out to have a coffee, chilled out, just caught up over the week. And I think in summary, the main thing is that both of us have kind of been talking about when it comes to lifestyle and training, all that kind of stuff around being dads. I don't really think it has to change, or necessarily does change. Definitely for the males. I'm not sounding sexist, but it is a lot easier on the guys in most scenarios. It doesn't really change that much. I just think it becomes quite easily a good excuse for why people don't continue to train and look after themselves, because there's no two ways about it. It is a little bit harder. There is a little bit more structure that needs to be had, and there has to be sometimes that little bit more of spontaneity, because for instance, if I can get Jax sorted now and she's quite chill, when Carly comes home, I'm going to go straight downstairs and do a front squat session, which quite honestly I probably wouldn't have done a year ago. You just got to get it done. Get it done when you can is probably my roundup message for this video. The only other thing I wanted to say is if you've got any other questions, anything whatsoever that you feel like I missed out in terms of like how long it took to grow my moustache and beard to where it's at, what kind of products, because I use like a shampoo and conditioner, which is a beard one specifically as well, to keep it all fresh and looking tidy. Any other questions whatsoever, if you like this kind of content specifically, let us know, because obviously we are mainly known for the fitness side of things, but we are getting asked so many questions about being dads and grooming and all that kind of stuff, and training around our family life, that kind of stuff nowadays. So if you want to know more about that, let us know. Otherwise, give it a massive thumbs up, leave a comment below, and we will see you in the next one, team. See you later.